It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas. It is Tuesday, November 14th, 2017 at 7 a.m. and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. We're joined with Jerry Hogan, Scooter, over on the control board. Tobias Pugsley on the far end down there from BRFC. Good to have you here. Hey, as you heard in the opening, Brood Awakening Coffee. How's your coffee?
About 10W30.
10W30. All right. Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby and Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard. And who am I missing?
Us. Stop here. Get some
Well,
coffee.
yeah, here.
Come on
Well,
in.
we're trying to see if Jerry's paying attention here.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Listen to Walmart East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. So how's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Hey,
It's
we
a
got some rain
beautiful
on the
day.
way. Yeah.
It is. It is
Yeah.
it was a nice morning. Nice
Yeah.
drive in. Beautiful
sure
morning.
was. Tell you what, it's time for the morning prayer. Please join us. Heavenly Father, as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday, Lord, help us to be aware of all you've blessed us with. But Lord, for the homeless in our area, just give us wisdom on how to help the homeless. I could never imagine not having a home at Thanksgiving, and that's really what I'm talking about. We really don't know what we have until we see people with nothing. Just let us always be grateful. That's my prayer today. Amen.
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 Well, let's see. Weather-wise, you ready for those temperatures over there?
All right. Let's bring up the
43 degrees
serious
in
weather.
Mountain Home. 7 years ago. You got
It's going to be one of them shows. I got to feel it. It's just there's
40
nothing good going to come out of this.
43 in Mountain Home, 45 at Harrison, 40 at Hardy, Mountain View's at 45, same in Yellville and Marshall. Poplar Bluff, Missouri, though, a little cooler at 38. It's 45 at Branson and 41 at West Plains. And we do have, you ready for the radar?
You bet.
There we go.
Here's the Sears radar.
Here's the Sears. Hey, we got to talk about Sears for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Love Sears. Near and dear to my heart. Worked for them for 14, 15 years.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Man, I sold my share of road handler tires, let me tell you.
He was their tire guy. I mean, when you talk about a guy specified in a field, it was him.
Tires
He
and
was
batteries,
the
dude.
Tire guy.
So he's a tire expert.
There you go.
What size do you need, guys? We could fit you
I
up.
bet Sears had Roebuck back in your day.
They sure did. Sears, Roebuck and
Roebuck.
Company. Yeah, it sure was. Yeah.
He'd ride his horse on into town
Yeah.
and then pick.
Watch TV in black and white.
Let me tell you what, I
They had
put
TV
many,
then?
many tires in the big old Buick Electras with 455s and Lincolns with 460s and Chrysler Imperials with 440s.
He's a tire man.
I was a tire guy.
He's done lost me.
Do you
For
know
all
what
them
an,
tire experts,
do you know
are
what
just
an
right there
LR
with them.
7815 is, Jerry?
Well, I think you're going to tell me, buddy.
B235 7515.
B52 Marmor. Okay.
Oh, we appreciate Sears being our weather sponsor. Check them out for appliances, tools, lawn equipment, everything.
They've got everything. I mean,
They've
they've
got
got
everything.
stoves and grills and
Freezers.
I went
Big
over there the other
camo
day.
freezers.
They had this leaf blower for $59. I mean,
I'll tell
it would
you.
blow. If I aimed it at Jerry to make him look slim, it'd just push everything.
Come on, don't get carried away. I will tell you this: it depends on the time of the year you're shopping, but like I got like a $1,500 patio set for like $600.
Yeah.
If you shop out of season, you know, if you shop in season, yeah, you're gonna pay full price.
Remember the Sears catalog?
Oh,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
When I was a kid, that's where you did all your Christmas shopping.
Oh, and then the Christmas book came
Oh,
out.
yeah. That was a big deal when I was a kid.
What'd you look at it in the Christmas book? Train sets or race car sets when you were a kid?
Man, I was one of them kids that circled everything.
Go karts and mini bikes.
Go-karts, everything, yeah.
They had it all.
They had it all.
Where
Great.
did your Sears catalog end up in your outhouse? When it
Yeah,
was on
yeah, the others. No, actually, you know, I've got a collection of Sears catalogs all the way back to 1953.
Wow,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Great thing about Sears is the Craftsman tools.
Oh yeah,
That's just branded
Look in
tool.
the back of my. I did a water pump for my uncle down in Conway. I mean, everything I used was Craftsman tools.
Yeah.
And then if it breaks, you just bring it back.
Take it back.
So, hey, this broke. Okay,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
My dad bought a Craftsman air compressor there. We got him one for Christmas last year, and that's one of the best air compressors.
Oh, yeah.
I've ever owned.
Taking a look at the radar, brought to you by Sears and Mountain Home. We do have some precip on the radar. I mean, it's Missouri and Arkansas, and then you go out to Idaho and find some more, as you can see in the radar. I'm going to click on this local one here, Scooter. We're going to hit the Little Rock radar first and see where we're at. Shower activity on I-30, I-40 west of Little Rock towards Fort Smith, and I-49 north of Fort Smith. Then you've got, looks like that would probably be the Highway 7 area right through here between Harrison and Russellville, affecting probably Highway 65 a little bit, Highway 9 Choctaw down to Russellville, and I-40. Apparently that will be moving our direction later on. Wouldn't you know, I got to do some work outside today and it's going to get wet. Anyway, that's the current radar there for Arkansas. We're going to swing back here and pick up that Springfield radar for you. And you can see as the showers continue from Newton County up into Boone, goes up on into Springfield, all the way up to Osage Beach, Missouri. That is affecting Highway 65 to Branson, Springfield, and I-44 from Springfield to Lebanon. And there you have it. Radar weather brought to you by Sears in Mountain Home.
We
Jerry?
thank them for sponsoring that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Eden and the gang over there, great family. Hey, you know, I've still got Sears in me. Man, I tell you what, last year I just, for Christmas, went over there, tools, you know. Jerry, what do you got going on in the community right now?
All right, community calendar today out the arena, brought to you by Greg's Farm Services. They're going to have a big gun. It's a wall of guns. And what you do is give $20, and every 35th $20 buy-in, they'll pull a gun off the wall, and that's the raffle. So that's out the arena today. And then for folks headed out toward Fayetteville today, we have the November 18th, actually. It's the Tapioca Mahalala. And that's going to...
The what?
The Tapioca Mahalala.
Can you say that 10 times real
No.
fast? No.
No,
He
I
can't
can't.
say it one time real fast.
That'll
What are
be
you talking about?
Saturday at 2 in Fayetteville. So y'all head on out there.
Is that where
what?
they eat
For the-
pudding at a luau? Is that-
I think so, Tobias. It looks like a La La Land gallery, and that'll be 2 p.m. in Fayetteville. Tapioca Mahalala.
Okay, I'll
Get
take
out
your
there.
word for it. You got
Of all
more,
people reading that, it's
you
gonna
got
be
more of
Jerry.
that. What about that craft stuff going on?
What?
You didn't tell you
This weekend, yeah, we have the Arts and Crafts Festival at Baxter County Fairgrounds. You also have Take a Picture with Your Pet. They're going to have, and the Frosty.
Frosty Festival, General Auxiliary Frosty Festival. I think that's at the Shed, 17th and 18th.
And I'll have more information on that tomorrow.
Good.
Awesome.
Scooter, what you got? What's that old time today at the restaurant?
Oh, we have got 2 pancakes, 2 sausage and eggs, all for $5.88 for breakfast, or for lunch we got Kimmy's homemade famous meatloaf. That's always a big draw. Comes 2 sides, roll of cornbread, $5.88. Can't beat
Be a
it.
nice time, a nice rainy morning, cloudy morning. Get down to Old Time Restaurant on the Square.
Go on
Mountain.
down, give Amanda a hard time.
Oh yeah. Tell her you said so, right?
No, leave my name out of it. I got to go home with that woman.
Hey, that's my favorite sponsor. Anytime I need a Christmas sponsorship or whatever,
You just go down there and have her
Here's-
sign the
here's
man.
the
thing. All right, they bring me in here as assistant station manager, and then they go to my wife and tries to sell her ads.
Well, he got a contract.
Makes perfect sense.
and
You're
brought it
not
back
going
to
to
you.
sign it.
He's a heck of a salesman if he sold her a plan.
More than one.
No,
More than one.
my wife feels sorry for him.
Yeah, that's it.
I can see that.
She's like, Jerry, are you eating today? No, I can't today. But if you sign this contract,
I can get my kids some shoes.
Did anybody check the legal on that contract? She's probably paying him in biscuits and gravy. I mean,
I guarantee
Yeah.
it.
He's okay with that.
He likes
That's the funny thing.
With a side order, turnip greens and Tabasco sauce.
I like the barter system.
especially when it's biscuits and gravy. Right?
That's right. buddy.
Hey, we got
Butter and
BRMC folks here today from the lab. We need to introduce those folks here in just a minute. Tobias, hang around, Matt, so we can get everybody introduced. Scooter, take us to break.
You got it. Be right back.
We'll be right.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
And it's 7:12 on November 14th. I want to welcome to the program Baxter Regional Medical Center and Tobias Pugley. I'm going to let you introduce everybody. Here, borrow my microphone, Tobias.
I'll just let everybody introduce themselves. Okay. Yeah, we'll make that easier. We'll just start down there with Alan.
Yeah, I'm Alan Dickinson. I'm the laboratory coordinator at BRMC Lab.
And Debbie Williams, director of laboratory.
And I'm Omar Goss, the point of care coordinator at BRMC.
So Tobias said that you had a new accreditation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes, the College of American Pathologists, and it is basically a peer recognition, but the reason that it's so high quality is that laboratorians come in and inspect other laboratorians. We know the ups and the downs, the bottom to the top, and our peers, and then we go and inspect our other peers. And it is, how many are in nationally?
There's like 18,000 physicians that are part of the pathologists. And as Debbie said, normally to be in business and you have to be licensed or inspected by the government. What we have done is taken it a step further and had pathologists who are lab physicians come in and they impose higher standards than even the government does, and that's what we've done this year is we've had them come in and inspect us, and now we've reached a higher plateau of excellence, really.
Right, and it's really interesting because the folks that come are from all over the place. So we had some laboratorians from Vegas, I think, and we had some from Arkansas, and just so we get an idea of what other places do and how they operate, and we can use it to expand and to make ourselves set ourselves a higher standard.
Right, and these folks collectively had, I believe they said about 60 years experience between all of them, and they said that this was the best first inspection that they had ever gone to. So that just shows the commitment and the level of quality that we're striving for at BRMC and in the laboratory. And the reason we brought our team is because we take a very team approach to care, because that's the best way to take care of our patients in our community. So we want to be there all the time, 24/7, taking care of our patients and giving the best care to every patient every time. I know y'all hear that a lot, but we really mean that from the heart. It's important to us. And the only way we can do that is by having a team of people working together to do that and being prepared.
Okay, now, I'm the guy that always asks the dumb questions because people are saying, well, I wonder what they're talking about. When we talk about lab and we talk about a pathologist, what is a pathologist and what is the lab? Let's go into detail here.
Okay. So for laboratory, you know, when the vampires come to your room, or you have to, your doctor says, I need you to go check your cholesterol because you've been eating too many donuts and coffee, and we need to see where your heart is. And they send you to the person with the needles, and they draw your blood, and they say, you know, they try to comfort you, and then they jab you with sharp things and take your blood out, and then you get a result back from your doctor, and doctor says, yep, your cholesterol's too high, we need to put you on this, this, and this. We're that big mystery in between there. So it takes about 100 different steps for us to go from drawing the blood to getting the result. And it's so important because we touch 95% of everyone in laboratory testing. So 95 out of 100 people who are receiving medical care have some sort of a lab test. And now our pathologists are basically the medical doctors. They are practicing, they can be practicing physicians that not only have the MD behind their name, they're also specializing in everything that it takes to get those laboratory results out. So in addition to their what could have been a medical practice, they have to know all of the different tests. And we do about 500 different tests. And we do everything from meat and potatoes from your blood sugar. And we all need to keep track of our blood sugar. Again, back to the donuts, you know. For my 60th birthday, I received the diagnosis of type 2 diabetic. So now I get to see us more often to get my blood sugar checked. And then that helps me to keep track of that and my physician. Now, then we go into more esoteric things. So if you don't mind, I'm going to use myself as an example again. When we had, back when I was 55, I received for my birthday a diagnosis of type 2 cancer. And I was able to stay in Mountain Home for the whole process. But part of it was the laboratory. Again, going back to, they determine what testing needs to be done and what we can do in-house and then what has to be sent out. So again, this is all the mystery. We're the people behind the curtain that provide that information to your provider so they can take care of you.
And something else the pathologist does is when they do take that biopsy to see if it's cancer or not, they put it on a slide and they stain it, and he looks at it under a microscope, and he's the guy that says, yes, that's cancer, or no, that's not.
They're really unsung heroes at the hospital. These are the folks that manage this super complex thing. If you think about all the, you know, we have an average census anywhere from 100, 130 patients rotating constantly. And then you have all the outpatient clinics and all the other things that they service. And they have to keep every patient straight, every test result going to the right place. And they don't really get a lot of recognition for it. But they're some of the nicest, most precise people that we have working at the hospital. Absolutely. I mean, and they're just so great to work with. And
there can't be any margin of error.
Yeah. Right. That's correct.
500 different styles of tests.
That's correct. We take care of about 500 people a day, and as Tobias mentioned, the inpatients, outpatients, and the secondary market, and that's about 800 samples, and it's about 2,000 tests per day. And there we are. So it takes a team to do that, and we have to really concentrate and be dedicated to the quality.
Let's say that they wanted to check cholesterol on one patient and they take 1 or 2 vials of blood. What's the average length of time from the time they take the blood to the time the test results are in, just on a cholesterol test? How long does that take?
Just start to finish, if we were just doing that one test, about half an hour. And for a routine, and that's considered a routine test, Our turnaround time, our expectations are within 2 hours. Now, most places will say same day, and for getting it into the computer so that our patients can see it from the patient portal, we do go ahead and say 1 day, but we have it available to their doctor within 2 hours, so they can actually go into Cerner from their office and see that test result, which is really important for things like a CBC for the oncologist, for the person that's taking care of folks with the leukemia and the blood cancers, for a quick strep for a pediatric physician. So they can go straight in, look at the results. They don't have to make a phone call. They don't have to, it's just right there for them. When we click verify, it goes straight to them.
One thing that too here in our lab in BRMC is we're really, really blessed to have the support of the hospital leadership, because Debbie and I know, have worked at other places prior to here, and for Mountain Home, we have the most up-to-date, awesome lab equipment, and all that is what helps us to report stuff out in half an hour, 45 minutes, and with great accuracy, and being able to do 500 tests in-house. And it's because of all that support that they give the lab that's possible that we can deliver the kind of healthcare here in Mountain Home that really most people would not expect for this location. It's really incredible.
I can comment on that too. I recently, well, not recently anymore, but I came from UAMS, and this is my hometown, so I came back here and did my internship. And our director, Dr. Karen Hunter, had come to kind of scout BRMC to send interns to here. And she looked around and said, I have never seen this amount of advanced technology in a rural area before in Arkansas. So she was very impressed with what we had.
But when you look at the leadership at BRMC, they knew what the need was.
Yes.
Because I've lived here since 1972, and I can remember when a compound fracture sent you to Springfield.
Yes,
literally.
Exactly.
Now Springfield comes to Mountain Home literally for some aspects because of the leadership in seeing the need.
That's absolutely true. The continuity of vision that this organization has had is one of the things that brought me in, because they had that dedication to be a center of excellence in Mountain Home. And when I flew in, and for y'all that have flown in, you see this beautiful, beautiful sea of green. And then on the hill, there's this wonderful red brick building. Through my mind, being a romantic myself, a Camelot, a vision of Camelot coming in. And I came in, and then the people were so friendly and so dedicated, and they asked intelligent questions. We had nurses that were knowledgeable about lab work, and the administration hitting straight to the heart. What can you bring? What are you talking about? Give me a plan. They asked me for a plan during my application process. And that was sharp. That was very, very sharp. And then through the years, as we have grown as a center of excellence, they have invested in us and allowed us to reach out into the secondary markets, which is excellent because we know we can provide that quality and level of care that they would have to send to ARUP or to Little Rock or to St. Louis. We can do that here. Our pain clinic, for example.
Where in St. Louis does it go? Barnes or, if you sent some up there, where's it go? Washington University?
Honestly, we don't.
I think Barnes is generally where we connect. We sometimes communicate and transfer.
Right. So it just keeping our folks here, taking care of them. That's our mission, and being prepared. I'm hitting prepared on and on, because when I walked in the door, part of the plan was to provide the automation for growth. Train our people for growth, multi-skilling. Our people work multiple areas. They don't just work where you do the blood counts. They don't just work in micro. They work all over. So this is a vision that we had from before the day I walked in. They picked me because that was my mission, and that's what we've done. So we invested in the automation. And it's like, build it and it will come. So the business coming from there. And then you have to have the excellence. And then people trust you more and they start bringing more in. And then you build more business. It's like.
Now, have any of you gone to other labs to compare what they might have, say, UAMS, St. Louis, Vegas, Little Rock, Springfield. Have you looked at other labs?
Yeah, well, overall facility-wise, actually, that brings up kind of a side story. That when I left California to come here, the hospital I worked at was in Palm Springs, and it was for all the big shot. We had, in fact, our hospital was the Frank Sinatra wing and the Dinah Shore Tower. Mm-hmm. That hospital had nothing on here, nothing. It, truly amazing. Our lab has as good or better in everything that we had there. So yes, I've been to other ones, and also kind of related to that, Omar and I are very involved in the Laboratory Management Association in Arkansas. I'm the outgoing president of the state chapter, and Omar's the incoming. He's the new state president. So we meet and talk with all of other lab directors in the state, and hearing their stories and stuff, we're really set up here, all positive.
How do you, go ahead, Omar.
Oh, I was just agreeing.
Well, how do you maintain that level? I mean, okay, so if you come up one or two steps and you're on a high plateau, how do you maintain that? And Tobias may want to interject here.
Right. Well, it's a constant, and I'm going to refer to Tobias here too, but you constantly have to look for better. You constantly have to maintain what you got, because these machines are getting some action. And they take a lot of tender loving care to keep all of the moving parts moving and all of the quality and safety parts in place. Like I say, there's 100 steps for each test. 75 essential steps. This goes to 6 Sigma, which is a measure of quality. If you have 1 million process steps for good quality, and not great quality, but good quality, only 6 of those could be defective. And that's just good quality out of 1 million. So our level is better than 6 Sigma. And what we have to do on that, though, is look at every single thing that happens. And it's time consuming in addition to providing the care, but if you don't stay on top of it, it will backslide. And then we also have to constantly be adding new equipment and new technologies. We just brought on the mass spec. I'm going to make a television reference. NCIS. Is it major mass spec that she has in the lab? Okay, so the mass spec over at the pain clinic, we brought that on. That's 1% of clinical laboratories have a mass spec. We're looking at some other technology that 1% of clinical laboratories have, and rural hospitals don't. And that's how you stay on top of it. And then,
yeah, and they're not just buying technology just to buy it to say that they have it. They're utilizing technology in a way that's solving problems or solving issues in the lab, certain tests that may back up and issues like that. So, and then you heard him say, you got the outgoing president and then the president of the state organization. I mean, this group has their pulse on what's happening in laboratory and pathology across the nation. And it just goes to show. I mean, I say this every time I come on. I feel like a broken record, but it's because we have great people that make good decisions, that refer those decisions on to our senior leadership, that back them and give them the support that they need. Right. And that allows them to stay on the cusp of the cutting edge.
Right. And we've also got a membership in what's called the purchasing group. Now, it is a purchasing group, but it's much, much more. So we have groups in below that. So the laboratory group, we have about 11 members. I'm the vice chair of that group, and it's stretched out over Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri. I believe we in Oklahoma now. So we also have that breadth to draw from, and we're all of us independent, community-driven hospitals that want to stay independent, serving their communities. So we're working together on that, and all of us are looking for that cutting-edge technology. And we're asking those questions, the hard questions. What do we need to do to take better care of our people? What do we need to do today? What do we need to do next week? What do we need to do 5 years from now? So you've got to be thinking 5, 10 years from now. And there you are.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And what's really neat is, and this is the thing, whenever I went on my tour, I thought this was the coolest thing. In the lab, the little suction thing that they have that goes in the banks that you put the tubes in and shoots it up?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's how they deliver some of the lab samples back and forth. And not a lot of people get to see that because it's behind the scenes. It's one of the neatest things in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Very unscientific. Sorry, guys.
No, but no. What Tobias said is that we get technology to answer to resolve issues. So we want to get faster results. Our people, we put pedometers on them, and literally, and counted their steps and did the math, because we're lab people. We did the math, and they were walking between 9 and 11 miles per 10-hour shift. And then we put in, and we're wearing our people out, and our people are our greatest gift and our greatest asset. So we put in the tube. It's got us faster turnaround time, and it makes it easier for our staff so that we can keep them longer, and because they are very valuable, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. Along that same vein, we have a Streamlab is the name of the product, and what it is you take, once we get all those samples from those phlebotomists in the back, you can put them in.
The vampires, the people who draw the blood.
Right. Yeah. You put these samples in a rack, and you shove it in, and this robot arm grabs it and sticks it onto a puck, and it reads the barcode, and then it centrifuges it for you and sends it to the machine that it needs to go to. So you can, especially in the health fair, we see this, or the wellness programs, where you get racks and racks and racks all at the same time. You just throw it on there, and it's the neatest thing to watch. It just grabs it and goes.
Right, yeah. But the piece that he's leaving out, and again, so this is like behind the curtain. So we have this automation that takes care of actually processing the specimens, but behind the curtain, we had our wonderful technologists, the knowledgeable, and these are 5-year degreed people. These are people that have a 4-year degree in their specialty plus a 1-year internship, and they have to make sure that all of the calibrations are correct on the instruments, all of the maintenance is done, all of the QC is in that day, and all of those 75 pieces, and then we can turn it over to the automation for the easy stuff, the loading, and we have now, I've left that 25 steps. We also have 25 quality assurance steps in each test. And it goes from when we collect the blood, we're going to label everything using the same field of vision. I want my patient's bracelet, my tubes, and my labels to be in the same field of vision so that I'm accurately transcribing everything that I need to do. And I'm getting that sample labeled accurately every time, completely every time. Same field of vision. That's a quality check. 25 on each test.
Scooter, I'm impressed, but we got to hit the pause button here for a minute and take a break. More with Baxter Regional Medical Center Lab right after this.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Your White River Getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River Getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
7:36 on this 14th of November. We're visiting with the lab of Baxter Regional Medical Center. And Tobias, what's next on the agenda here?
Let you go ahead. Take it down there. Take it away.
Okay, one of the things we were talking about in the break is how the laboratory was the first member of the Arkansas Bioterrorism Network, laboratory network. And basically what that means is this happened after 9/11, and in addition to the horrible incidents in the Northeast, there was also the anthrax attacks. And one of the things that we wanted to be sure to prepare for in Arkansas was, do we have the capability to identify anthrax and other bioterrorism agents should they pop up? Would we identify it in time to take timely action? So the state of Arkansas made the network and started pushing out a lot of education to the different facilities and making requirements. One of the requirements was that we provide the information to the law enforcement here. So in 2000, I believe it was in November, that we prepared a notebook and with different protocols that would be working between the hospital and the law enforcement. We went to the law enforcement, we gave them the books, we talked to them about it, and we had that set up for Mountain Home. And that was cutting edge stuff then. So now we've carried on with that. So every so often we get quizzes and tests that we have to do about that. There are notification drills that we have to tie into emergency preparedness, like the emergency communication that y'all have to do. And then we also work, into our facility emergency preparedness. And Tobias is a member of the team, and I am, and it's Gerald Cantrell is ahead of that. And we drill constantly on emergency preparedness. And Alan's going to tell us a little bit more about what the laboratory's role in a drill like that.
Well, the main thing we all have when they do drills, and we want to make sure we're prepared. But the lab just we have certain places we have to go and to be. We actually have ways that if we were to lose power, we can actually run some basic tests without power on backup, and we can put them on carts and even go to triage. Say if something happened to the building, we can go into the parking lot and be able to run certain tests. And kind of related to that, as an offshoot, is we're very blessed. Of course, emergency-wise, you think of blood and blood usage, and we have a very unique relationship with our blood provider, which is American Red Cross, in that most places, when we run out of blood in-house, we place an order and then you have to wait for a courier to come. Well, the American Red Cross's local distribution center is in our hospital. So when we in the lab run out or get low on blood, we just call upstairs and they bring blood down, whatever products we need. And it's because of that close relationship that you really, the whole community benefits. So we're, in a real emergency, we're not waiting to get product delivered, which is really like I said, I've never seen it done that way anywhere else. So that's something we don't want to lose, and we value deeply our relationship with the Red Cross.
Interesting.
Yeah, the emergency response team is one of the neatest things that we do at the hospital, I think. So imagine this, my second day on the job at Baxter Regional, and I go into this meeting and they say, all right, if some disaster happens, you get to be on the guy on camera saying what's happening. And that was my role. And I thought, well, I better figure out what all this is about. This is a big deal. So, but Debbie helps head up that team along with Gerald Crantrell, and they do a fantastic job. And like she said, we drill all the time. We just did a drill recently. We staged a tanker spill. So a fuel tanker collided with a pesticide truck, and we actually did a dry run of decon and decontaminating patients, and because we want to be prepared. They're telling us now, disasters, it's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure if something happens in our community that we're prepared to take care of our people.
Well, look what happened in Joplin, the hospital up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
It can happen. Hope it never does, but it can.
Right.
Right, and after Katrina, one of the things, Sandy Preby, risk manager at the time, and Sherry McGoldrick, and myself, we were posed the question from administration, could you run a laboratory out of the back of a semi-truck? And we said, sure. You give us about 5 minutes, we'll come up with that. So, and this is where what we call the point of care, and this is what Alan is talking about, and what Omar is in charge of, are these tests, these critical life-saving tests that could be done with battery backup, and they're mobile. So we invested quite a bit of money to, again, in foresight back in the early aughts, and we've got that capability. And I want to plug Tobias here too. In our last drill, he actually stepped in and served as one of the command center chiefs, which means basically that he would be part of the decision-making leaders in an event. So he's doing a fantastic job with preparedness.
Thank you. That was nice of you.
So let me get a handle on this. In the event of, let's say, an earthquake, because that New Madrid Fault has always been an issue over the eastern part of Missouri, and they said this area could be affected. Okay, a what if? Okay, let's say we have a 7.1 Richter scale earthquake through this area, and it basically damages BRMC's building. You've got to step up to the plate and start swinging the bat.
Right.
What's step one?
The first step is to make sure that as many people are safe as possible. So we're going to care for the folks. Now, if the building is damaged, we're going to set up alternate sites, and we have what we call memorandums of understanding with businesses and facilities, including churches in town. Churches have been wonderful, and that we could conceivably take and set up for either triaging patients or housing patients, or releasing patients, because we have to have different sites for each one, and that would include setting up an alternate site laboratory. And Omar can tell us a little bit more about that. But we would do that so that we could provide continuity of care. That's one of the big catchphrases, because we don't want our operations to be interrupted any more than is necessary. We would, of course, have to cut back on elective things immediately. We go back to the core life-saving steps. We concentrate on those. And then if we had to evacuate the laboratory, basically, Omar and the team, we concentrate on what we could take out of the lab and set up in that alternate site that Alan's talking about. And then we would shut down the other equipment, trying to preserve it for coming back into the building. Stone County had a similar situation. They were actually running their laboratory out of a janitor's closet for a while.
Really?
We helped them as much as possible with that. They did a bang-up job with that. The laboratory down there had a lot of determination, which you're going to find in laboratorians. They're determined people.
Right. And so point-of-care testing is kind of where things are moving in general, but what we have now are handheld devices that can run chemistry tests and things like that within minutes. So I can get you a basic metabolic panel in 2 minutes on these machines. So it's really useful to know what we have available and to know where to use it and when. So with these disasters, we could grab those specific instruments and take them out. and we could continue running these chemistry panels with a battery. So,
really?
Yeah.
Now, in the event of a disaster, not only do you have the continuing care for who's in the hospital, but then you have the injuries in the emergency situation.
Yes, sir. And we would set up, basically we would set up triage areas if our ER, what we call, if it's surge capacity, that immediate rush is more than we can handle within that building, then we set up alternate sites and we get the care out there. Now, that goes to triage medicine at that point, which is a little different than day-to-day medicine. You're identifying more along the lines of what can you treat with the best outcome and the fastest. And it's also you dividing also between the folks that are ambulatory, the folks that can walk.
Right.
We're going to get them the minor care, so you've got to set up your minor care area, get those people to that area and get them treated. Then you have your more serious folks that you want, that are going to require inpatient interventions. And it in Tuscaloosa, for instance, and my family worked down there, and what they did after the tornado down there, they actually had 4 triage sites, one on each side of the building. There were so many people coming in, they had folks being brought in on doors because they ran out of stretchers. And that's the kind of preparedness that we would do here. You know, we're going to try to make sure that people are taken care of as much as possible.
Wow. Scooter, we need to take another break. Final break. More of the BRMC Lab right after this. Stick around.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Coming in 2008.
$7:49 on this Tuesday morning, Baxter Regional Medical Center, the finest in care anywhere. We've got the lab here. Tobias, you want to introduce what we're going to talk about next?
I'll just let them go ahead and take it away. They're doing such a good job. They don't need me.
Thank you guys. I was going to talk a little bit more about the Clinical Lab Managers Association. So twice a year we do a conference in Little Rock, and we used to do it at the Baptist College, but this last one we did it at the Holiday Garden Inn. Was that the name of it?
Hilton Garden.
Hilton Garden Inn. That's what it was. And it's very impressive. We have speakers from around the world that come and talk about different topics that are relevant and pertinent to the laboratory. We also have a group of vendors that come in and show us all the new things that are involved with the laboratory. And so when they're there, we always we pick up continuing education so that we can maintain our certifications, and then we also get to learn lots of things about what's currently happening in the laboratory, antibiotic stewardship, and molecular testing, things like that. And also, like we had mentioned earlier, you get to network with the folks that are in the laboratory throughout Arkansas. And a few other things I wanted to talk about. We here at Baxter Regional collaborate with UAMS and Argosy to provide internships to the students. So we get a couple students a year that come in and follow us around and learn how to become medical laboratory scientists. And we have specific checkoffs for them to go through, and it's just a lot of fun to show off our knowledge. When I work weekends, I'll have the LPN students come rotate through. During the week, we have RN residents that come through, and we just show them all the stuff. My wife is a microbiologist here at Baxter Regional, works around the corner from me, same shift, everything. It's really neat, and I can take the nursing students really love to go in there and sit with her as she goes through all these wounds, cultures, and stuff, and teach them a lot of stuff. In fact, a few of our nurse practitioners have sat with her throughout a day or two, just to kind of get a handle on how to treat their patients better and how to move forward with antibiotic therapy. Also, one other thing, the RN resident program here through Versant, I teach the safe handling of blood products. Immunohematology is the name of that. And then a hematology course on leukemias and anemias and things like that. And the nurses really enjoy, or it seems they really enjoy, learning a lot about it. And I've had to figure out ways to make a subject more interesting and fun and to talk about. And really that's all I wanted to say, and we can move on.
Right. Now, we also support the MLT program in Harrison.
That's right.
So, and Argosy is out of Michigan, and that is a program that Alan brought in. So we're doing the UAMS. We are working toward a partnership with Jonesboro, and we have had some other students come in from other facilities. As y'all know, the schools for all of medicine are shrinking. So again, it's a lot of investment and in time and effort to get to that educational level. And we are somewhat concerned that the perceived reward, the perceived opportunities as a career are not as high as they used to. The kids who used to come into medical technology are going into IT and computer, and frankly, laboratorians don't get into it for the money. The money's not there. But they get into it because we're dedicated and it's a profession. We are called. We are there for a reason. It's very altruistic at this point, and it is a shame. It's like teaching. We should be investing in our teachers. We should be investing in healthcare professionals at all levels, because if not, the bright folks that have the opportunity, they're going to go to other jobs where they can make a better living for their families. It's just the way it is. And I'm hoping that our country can get back on track with investing in where we really need to. But that's probably more political than I should go. But
yeah, I think I wanted to kind of end with some information on really the most important thing, which is the whole key to BRMC, I think, in our community is bringing healthcare to the community and making it closer. And what we kind of want to announce over the last several years, we have gone trying to reach out in the laboratory to bring the ability to collect our lab samples outside the hospital. So to do that, we've developed, right now we have 3, and I'm going to mention 3 specifically, 3 laboratory test draw stations. So, because I know it's difficult for a lot of our clientele and community to make it to the hospital to have a lab test done. So what we've done is we've opened up an outpatient draw station at the BRMC Gastroenterology and Advanced Imaging Station on 228 Bucher Drive. And that's one location that's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Say that again, Buford?
Bucher Drive, 228 Bucher Drive. I'll rattle off phone numbers. I know it's kind of hard quickly, but that phone number is 870-425-4416. And then we also have a draw station at the Baxter Rheumatology Clinic Lab Draw Station, and that one's at 310 Buttercup Drive, Suite C, and that phone number is 870-424-7072. And then our newest draw station is over in Harrison. So now we have any of our patients that come and see us from the Harrison area can go to our Harrison Interventional Pain Management Clinic at 825 North Main Street, Suite 6. And that phone number is 870-365-0130. And that one right now is open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. But I'm sure we'll expand that as we get busier. And then we're really excited about our new, really I almost think it's kind of a mega clinic because it's so wonderful, in Melbourne, which we opened a couple months ago. We're right now the main physician there anyway is Dr. Adam Gray, and it's an awesome clinic. And we're going to have a lab draw station there, and hopefully by the first of next year actually have a mini laboratory there so that certain small things can be done for our patients and over in that area. So it's really an exciting time to be part of the BRMC lab picture.
Sounds like they're having fun, really. You've got something for us, Tobias. What do you got there?
Yeah, I just want to, just real quick, first, appreciate y'all coming today and talking about the lab. And like I said, we're just really, really proud of the lab services that we have at the hospital and their diligence. Just want to put something on everybody's radar, though. On Tuesday, November 28th, everybody familiar with Lend a Hand. It's the hospital's last fundraiser for the year. This year, we're changing things up a little bit. We're actually going to move that to Giving Tuesday. So, now you have Black Friday. You have Cyber Monday, and now there's Giving Tuesday. So we have partnered with the Giving Tuesday event, and so we're going to do our Lend a Hand event on Tuesday, November 28th. And you can make donations by going to baxterregional.org. We do have a matching sponsor that day, so they're going to match 100% up to a certain amount, and it's a big amount, so we're excited. And then we're also going to do that day, we're going to have each one of our community houses open for tours. They're going to have giveaways and prizes, information, snacks. Each one's going to take on a theme. It's going to be a fun day. And all that money, everything that we raise that day is all going to go to support those community health education houses. So we're pretty excited.
Hand in hand with what we're doing here at XL7. Jerry and Scooter and I sat down. You'll notice that Thanksgiving is on the 23rd. That gives us a full week of doing local things and activities and not even touch December yet. That's what we're all about here is local. Wow. Anything else? We got one more minute, Tobias. Go ahead.
One thing I did want to plug is BRMC has our blood drive. And it is a little ways away, but because blood becomes in great shortage at the holiday time, and our next blood drive is on December 6th at the hospital in our Lagerborg dining room. So anybody that can give up to then,
what's the most needed type of blood right now, would you guess?
Well, it's O-neg is always because it's the, quote, the universal donor. Yeah. But in reality, anything you can give helps. Every unit can save up to 3 lives because they separate the blood into different products. Yeah. And We never have too much.
One more reminder, today is World Diabetes Day. Jody is going to have a lot of festivities going on at the Loggerboard Dining Room. And also, Dr. Smith is giving a seminar over at Schliemann Center today from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. tonight.
That wraps it up. Take us home, Scooter. See you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Stay tuned. Dude, we got Jim
Jim
Bumgarner.
Bumgarner. Come on.